everybody, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching today. So this is the start of my Sunday surprise. So every Sunday now I'm going to post tutorials using my own brand of products. So I have my own brand called Made to Surprise. So I thought Sunday surprise worked really well. And I know lots of you that watch also have many things from my collection. And I just want it to be a place where I can keep using the dies even if they sold out, and just inspire you all to pull them out. Maybe they're older dies, and just to, you know, create something new with them and mix and match them with other things within the collection. So the one I've got here is I've combined my latest Papercraft Society kit with my everyday pop-ups. So I've used the 6x6 pop-ups. Now the kit, again, if you're new to my channel, and I'll link everything in the description box below, but these are just some of the other cards that I've made using the kit. So I've got a little pop-up box there. I've got these penny slider rocker cards, and you can see all of that lovely detail on these, and you can see how they all are using the same products. But this one here, I've used my main Made to Surprise dies. So like I said, the kit is something that there's only kind of a limited stock on them. Once it's gone, whereas the collection, we obviously do reorder that. But you just pull the pull tab here and up pops the submarine. I think it looks really cool. You've got the acetate on the front there, all the shine. You've got some googly eyes that move there on the crab, and it's a top folding card, and inside it says have a fantastic day. And again, you can just pop that down and that will all fit in an envelope. These tutorials here, I will link them. I've actually got a playlist with all of these. Anything I'm making really to do with the kit is in its own playlist, and I've got a Made to Surprise playlist as well, but you'll be able to find all these on my channel. So I hope you are going to enjoy the videos that I'll be sharing every Sunday, and let's get into the tutorial so I can show you how to make this card. Okay, so this is my kit. So it's the Papercraft Society box 19, and as always, I'll link as much as I can in the description box below. So I've already gone ahead and I have stamped out all of the images that I'm going to want to use. So this is your stamp set here, and you've got some really nice sentiments, but I do want to stamp the sending birthday fishes directly onto this before I assemble it. So I'm going to take that one out now. I also want to add the water droplets to the submarine, and I want to do some stenciling on my pattern paper. But I've kept all my scraps. I've kept all these kind of mirrored cardstocks for the treasure, and then I've got a couple of sheets of this one left, and then these are ones that I've downloaded, and you can download your papers on, just follow the link on page 6 of the booklet that comes in this. My booklet's somewhere else because I've been looking through that. And then here's all the dies. So I've already gone ahead and I've die cut the treasure chest here, and I've popped some of the gold coins, which are this one here, inside already. And then you've got your dies here, your outline dies, penny slider, 2 penny slider pieces there, and then the wave, which I've already die cut in a few different colours there as well, using the card that comes in the kit. So that's everything from here that you're going to need. I've also got the ink pads there because I'm going to use that with the stencil in a moment. So I'm using the 6x6 from my Everyday Pop-Ups collection. So this is currently sold out, but they are on order, so they will be in stock again. So I'm just going to grab those two. I have already cut everything, but I just want to show anybody who's maybe new and who's got this, hasn't maybe used it yet. And like I said at the beginning, this is just, you know, these videos are to hopefully give those of you that do have some of my collection more inspiration, and just showing you different ways to use things. So using the main 6x6 die, I've die cut this blue piece which comes in the kit. You'll see it gives you your 2 slots there. And then using the pull tab here, I've die cut using one of the other blues. It's the mid-tone, because there's the light, the mid, and then there's a dark blue. You can see the dark one there actually. And then I have also die cut it with a piece of white 300 GSM cardstock, and I've just stuck that on the back. It just gives it a bit more strength. So you want to get those cut. I've also prepared my card blank. Now it will fit on a shop bought 6x6. The shop bought 6x6s tend to be more like 5 7/8 squared. They're a bit smaller, and it does still fit on that, but this is, I've made this from a piece of 12x6, and along the 12-inch side I've just scored at 6 inches and scored that just to create my top folding card. You can have it as a side fold if you would prefer. And you see there I've just put a matte layer inside, which is 5 3/4 squared, and I've used the Have a Fantastic Day. So this will end up sticking on here, but before I do that, I want to stamp my sentiment up here somewhere, because what I plan to do is have a couple of the waves along the top here, and then your pull tab is going to be here. So I thought the Sending Birthday Fishes was going to fit quite nicely just in that spot there. So just kind of plan out maybe where you're going to put things if you do want to stamp on this section, because I'm going to have so much detail going on here. I would just put my sentiment, you know, down here somewhere, but I don't want it to cover any of that. So I thought up here is going to work quite well, and that shouldn't be covered when the submarine pops up. I just lay that there. Now I was going to stamp it in black, but I actually think it'd look quite nice in the blue. So it won't be like really in your face, but I think it'll still look nice. I'm just going to ink it up with the cube. I'll probably have to do it a couple of times just so it's nice and dark. Yeah, I think that's going to look quite nice. So I should use my magnets with this, but it'll be okay. And I think I'm just going to do it one more time. There we go. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. Next, I've cut this piece here, so it's just slightly higher than the cut line there. It's just about over 8 centimeters by the width of this piece. Okay, so those of you that have got that, you'll be able to easily cut your piece. And this is using one of the scenes. This is actually one of the photocopied ones, and I've just cut this part of it here. I wanted most of the seabed there so that everything I stick on top is going to really pop. It has got the seaweed and stuff to the left here, but I've cut that piece off. So that's going to go there. But again, I just want to do a little bit of detail on here. So I think I'm going to do, I was either going to do those, but I think I'm going to do the fish here. And again, I'm going to use that same ink, and this will just create a little bit of depth because these are fish that are, you know, quite far away in the distance. So let's just do those there. Some of them are going to be covered, but it's just a nice little extra. Oh, there we go. But you can use the stencil. This looks really nice. Just kind of parts of it just added. I'll show you. I always say this and then I think, oh, I might as well show them. Just get a blending brush. I'm just going to do just a little bit coming from this corner here, and you're just going to very lightly, like so, and it just adds just a few ripples. Let's do a little bit down here, but you need to do all of this before you add, you know, anything else, because this is all in your background. There we go. Okay, so next you want to grab your pull tab and you're going to pop it through the top and then back down so it comes out the other slot there. If you want to stamp pull or pop an arrow on there, maybe do it before if you want to stamp it using your platform or something. I'm going to stamp mine at the end. Now you've got your end here to pop anything you want on. So I've already got my submarine, which is just here, which I coloured using my alcohol markers, and I just used some of my white gel pen to add a little bit of highlight there. Now the key to this is the thinner the tape, the more of the image you're going to have popping up. So I've got this thin, this is like a 1/8 of an inch, maybe just over, and it's such a small little image that you're popping on this. You just want to run it along the bottom there. I'm just going to remove the backing. And then I'm just going to pop the submarine like so. So now when you pull it, it's going to come right up just to that line there. And with this piece, you'll see submarine just popping up there out of the water. I don't want it to come right out because it wouldn't be flying. It's going to be still kind of in the water then. I think that looks really good. Okay, so I'll just pop that to one side. Next, you want to start creating your scene. So I've got all of my pieces here. I've already prepared my little crab and I've popped some googly eyes on him there. I've just got a bag of them. You can pick them up from most of the kids' craft departments. Like I said, I've already got my treasure chest there. I've got my angelfish. Now, I would usually put these all on foam, but because I want to wrap the acetate around, I'm actually going to keep these quite flat. I've already got a bit of dimension with the googly eyes there, but that will be okay. I might actually backtrack a bit. I might pop a bit of foam just on something on this side so that when the acetate comes over the googly eyes, it won't dip on this side. So I'd rather have something similar height to the googly eyes, just so it's kind of got a little bit of a dome shape, not too much. But I've got here the and a seaweed, which I have down there, and the rocks, and then I've got some more seaweed which I'm going to pop up behind the crab. And then, because I'm going to have this kind of down behind here, and then the treasure on the seabed, I think I'll have the anchor just behind him, and then have the angelfish there. And then I've got, let's use these smaller little pink fish. So they're kind of in a little cluster together, and I'll have them kind of hidden, like coming out of the seaweed as well once we stick that down. And then we need something coming from this direction. I think I'll have the seahorse, and then I've got, oh, that was it. I'm going to use the orange ones just so I've got a bit of contrast of colour. There's the other one there. I knew I had them already. So I'm going to have something like that with the rest of the treasure there. So I'm just going to pop this on high speed and get this all stuck down. So you can see my scene that I've created there. I'm really pleased with that, and the little eyes that move. Next, I've got myself a strip of acetate. So it's, you just want it long enough to be able to wrap around the sides, and you want it to be the same height as this piece. Okay, then I'm just going to use that same tape. I'll trim this acetate because I won't need all of this. I'm just going to pop a strip just on one side first of all, and then I'm just going to stick the acetate on the back there, and then I'm going to just pinch it around. It's much easier to do it this way than score with your scoreboard. Let's get rid of that. And then I'm just going to bring it right along so it's nice and taut, and just pinch it around the other end like so. So I'm just going to pop another strip of my tape, and then again just keep it all nice and straight, and just rub that over. And then when that's flat on the card in a moment, that will lie flat, and I'll just trim off the excess like so. Now I'm just thinking I'm going to add, usually you just put some foam either side of these pieces, and that would be enough for this, but I'm thinking I'm going to add the water droplets. I've done it before on for the windows, so not only can they be used for bubbles, but they look really good as the windows on the submarine, but obviously they're quite dimensional. So I'm going to pop them on first, and then I can see how much foam I will need to put on the sides of this. Now I'm just using a normal liquid glue. Don't worry if it goes on and it's all white, it will dry clear, and then you'll be able to see the colouring that you would have laid down. So although it's gone very white, like I said, don't worry about that. So I'm just going to lay those three on there like so, and then I can see, if I just sit that on the top, how thick I need to do my foam. So I'm just going to double up the foam. So you want to cover, you can see how much room you've got to cover here. I mean, don't go too close to this, because you know you just don't want anything to interfere with that. But I'm just going to lay just 2 strips either side, and then I'm going to take the backing off, and I'm going to go over that again, and that way I just know that the submarine's got plenty of room to be able to kind of disappear behind this piece like so. Now also one other thing I've remembered, so I can just again pop that on there. Yeah, I can see now that's going to have plenty of room to be able to come up and down. I've got my waves here, so again you've got the die just at the top there that I've used. So I want one actually stuck on the back here, so I'm gonna have to trim. I'm gonna actually trim away, I think, all of that there, and I'll trim that last bit off. You're not going to see any of that because I also want it to fit. There we go. So it's going to stick on there, but I need it to be hidden, that piece. So I just want it to be, maybe have it on an angle, as long as it's kind of hidden. But you need to stick it completely flush to this piece, because again, you don't want this to catch when it comes up. So it's going to come down, as long as I keep it below this piece here, that cut, and then this one is going to stick onto this. So nothing, you know, that's got the complete clearance it needs. So I probably should have stuck this before I pop the foam down, but I think it'll be okay. So let's just see. I take that bit off as well, because again, I don't want it in the way of, yeah, it's going to have to come along. I'm going to see if I can just lift a little bit of the foam off there, just so I can get an idea where I want that to be. Yeah, I think that's going to be fine. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue just along here. I'm just tucking it under a little bit of the foam, like so. Again, I'm going to just remove as much of this before it starts to become visible, because I just don't want my submarine to have anything to catch on. But that should be fine. And then again, with this one, you want to make sure that it's stuck nice and flat to the card. So there we go. Yeah, I'm going to go there. I'm happy with that. And you can see, oh, once we stick that down there, and just do a test as well, so I can feel, yeah, see it's catching just there. So a little tip, which is why it's always good to check all this before, is get your bone folder and just really rub on the card there. And you're almost flattening it so much that it's just going to end up just becoming like a little slope. So now, can you see the colour starting to come back through as well where the glue's drying? So if I pop that back on again, now it just slides right up. You've made like a little kind of slope for that to just glide back onto. So let's take the backing off of this, and then just very carefully line up each side. And once you lay that foam down, it will pull this all nice and taut. You can always then just go over a little bit there with your bone folder if you just want to get that a bit flatter. But now you've got that really cool effect on the front, so it does look like it's all underwater, and then you can pull it and it's right in the way. So I didn't think about the front of it. Some of you are probably watching thinking, well, I'm sure some it's going to be visible. So I'm just going to take that out completely, and I'm going to stick it onto the back here. So you'll just see two waves. Maybe I'll have two waves like that actually. Let's see. No. Okay, so I've just cut another one because I don't want you to see that white there, but I'm just going to again just trim it and just stick that onto the back and just hope it doesn't catch, which it shouldn't do. Okay, and then there we go. So it all works. I'm still really pleased with that. I did like the thought of having it on the front, and I think if I just cut a little bit more off the right hand side and brought it over a bit more than I could have, but I think that's turned out really well. So next you just need to pop it onto your card blank, and this will start to frame everything. You'll see that I've gone for this kind of sandy colour because I thought it blended in nicely there. So I'm going to use my cloud glue. Now you want to make sure, if you're using a liquid glue, that you don't go too close to the mechanism. So you can see I'm just going around there and just across the top. Okay, you don't need to go any closer. And just hold it like so, and then you'll be able to slide it on to your card front and move it around a little bit if you need to. Okay, so then I've just taken the pull stamp from my Let's Hear It for the Girls. This one's back in stock now because I know quite a few people were after that one. And I'm just going to ink that up. Let's just pull this out. Like I said, you can do this. Some of you might prefer doing this before you stick it all together, but I'm going to just pop that there. Like so. Okay, so that's all done, but in typical Sam style, I am now thinking that that needed to be in black. So rather than try and line that up, I think I'm going to pop that over the top. As much as I love that blue, I just think it's a bit lost there. That just makes it pop. And then I thought to kind of have something here. I've got the birds from my Fabulous Flight dice stamp set. So I'm just going to take a couple of the birds, and they're kind of like silhouettes in the distance. Just means there's a little bit more going on around the top here. So there you go. So I'm really pleased with this. I love the shine with the acetate over the front there, and then all of the jewels and the anchor catching the light, and the little movement there with the googly eyes. And then when they pull the top, up pops the submarine. You've got more dimension with those water drops there as well. I think it's come together really well. So as always, I'll link the product that I've used today in the description box below. The mechanism is sold out, as I mentioned. However, I'll link it still, and then you can register your email, and then you'll be notified when it comes back into stock. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll be back again next Sunday with another Sunday surprise. Take care. Bye.